Okay, now welcome back to another CDPLABS CXT Maths Marathon video. Of course, this one is created for 2025 exam year. Now, the concept that we're going to look at today in vectors is collinear, right? Now, first, we need to understand what is meant by the term collinear in the context of a vector or vectors. Now, here we have a definition on my left of your screen, which states that collinear vectors are defined as two or more vectors that are parallel to each other, meaning they lie on the same line or parallel lines. So if they are parallel, they are still collinear. Sorry. And if they are on the same line, they are still collinear. Now, this implies they are the same or opposite direction, regardless of their magnitude. So the size of the vector is not a part of the factor or factors which determine if two or more, if the vectors are collinear or not. In essence, collinear vectors are in line with each other. So therefore, two things I will look for when we're looking at the collinearity of a vector is if they're on the same line or if they are parallel. Now, many times you're asked in the exam to show that specific vectors are collinear, or they lie on this straight line, or they're on the same line, or if they're parallel. The same concept we're looking at collinear. Now, here I have a graph, and we are going to be looking at the respective vectors. Good. Now, we have vector AB, we have vector BC, we also have vector AC. So, vector AB, let's write vector AB quickly. So we're going to do vector AB. So vector AB would be vector AB would be 1 on the x-axis, so move from here to here, and then let me show you with my pencil. So 1 on the x-axis is 1 right here, so that's 1, and then to B 1 2, so that is vector AB. Good. We can draw a line to represent that vector, of course. So that's vector AB. Now vector BC, let's draw another line to represent that vector. And draw an arrow to represent that. So that is now vector BC. Now we can use a graph as usual to determine our vector. So we'll go 1, 2 on the x-axis, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 on the y-axis. So the vector BC would be vector BC would be 2 on the x-axis, 4 on the y-axis. Alright? So we see that so far. Then now, we can also look at vector AC as well. Vector AC nothing to fear. So let's determine that with our pencil again. So we have 1, 2, 3, good, on the x-axis, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the y-axis. So we have 3 on the x-axis and 6 on the y-axis. All right, now, so we are seeing now that vector AB is 1, 2, BC is 2, 4, AC is 3, 6. Now there's something that is significant way to show in writing that they lie on the same line. Let's see if we can figure that out. If you notice that there's a ratio of AB and BC. So there's a ratio. There's also a ratio with AB and AC. Good. So let's look at it. In terms of AB and BC, we are seeing that the ratio of AB to BC, let's look at it. So when we are displaying collinearity, we can use ratio. So the ratio of vector AB to vector BC is now, if you notice, the ratio will be, let's pull these down to create some space. So the ratio would be 1 to 2. That's the ratio. 1 to 2. Good. So it means then that 2 of AB will give us 1 of BC. So that's one way of saying it's on the same line. Now there's also a ratio of AB to AC. And you will notice that the ratio of AB to BC is this. So we're going to put the ratio here and then let out the secret. So we look at AB, I'll look at the ratio to AC so that's B to AC rather, and the ratio, let's carry it up. The ratio this time is 1 to 3. Now, how you express, and remember now we're talking about the ratio. Now, in the expression of collinearity, once you can get a ratio like this, like these, it suggests that they are collinear. So we can write and say that 3AB, that AC rather, so this is how you write the collinearity statement, that AC, if you want to put the vector, it's a vector language, that AC is equal to 3 AB. Let's put the 3 right here. That will be AB. So that's how I express it. So once you can show this, it is collinear. So AC equal to 3AB. So you notice what I did? I wrote down the vectors for the respective parts of the line. Then I look for the ratio and I express the ratio. That is it. So step 1, you write down the vectors, you compare the vectors. So let's say we can put it into steps quickly. So step 1, write out the vectors. That's step 1. Good. Let me put it over this side quickly. Hope you can see the steps over this side. So step 1 is to write out the vectors. Step 2, compare the vectors. Step 3 now, write a ratio to show the comparison. And that's it. That's how you show the collinear. In our next video, we look at an exam question and also to show that the vector can also be parallel and how it is expressed to show collinearity. That's it from CDP Labs.